Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be an update for pan and every palette. The whole point is to eventually, one day, in the far, far future, have a pan showing in every palette that I own. I got a long way to go, but I'm having fun along the way, and that, at the end of the day, is the point of project panning. So I'm working on 4 palettes at a time. Once I hit pan on one of them, it rolls out and something new rolls in. One of those 4 palettes is a face palette, and the other 3 are eyeshadow palettes. This project was originally created by Lady Pans a Lot, and it is a fairly large group collab. So I will have a bunch of people listed down below that are also participating in this project. Hopefully you will check them out and follow them either on Instagram or subscribe to them here on YouTube. So Hazel and I are at the grocery store about a week ago, and she sees this little 8-pack of hearts that have lids, you can open them, and she asked me to buy them for her, and I was in such a hurry and she was being such a good girl that I was just like, yeah, whatever. So she comes home that night and fills those hearts with candy that she found, and she hides the hearts upstairs, and she gives Ron a scavenger hunt, and he had the most fun. I was just so impressed with Hazel organizing this whole thing for her brother. It was so cute. And tonight, Ron organized a scavenger hunt for Hazel, and they just finished it. And Hazel had an amazing time too. She thinks aliens put the hearts there though. You didn't take credit for it?
What?
For hiding the hearts? You gave the aliens credit? Oh, that was very nice of you. Anyways, I thought it was so adorable, and they just finished the scavenger hunt. They had so much fun. So they're back down here again. What was I talking about? I don't know. I am really excited to report that I do have another pan for today, and it is from this guy right here. Sorry, I just blinded you. This is my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Palette. I don't know if I'm happy or sad to have pan in this guy, but I definitely have pan. Here is what it looks like today. I know it's not that much of a surprise. I already had a dip going in this pan when I rolled it into the project, and I was really close to pan last month. I've just been using it every single day. It took me a total of 40 uses to hit pan, but like I said, I had already flattened it out quite a bit. This had been in another project like 2 years ago where my goal was to hit pan, and I didn't do it in that project. So this shade right here that I hit pan in is called Diffused Light. It's an ambient lighting powder, and I loved it. I absolutely loved using this powder to set my under eyes. It was glorious. I want to keep using it, and I would love to find another project to roll this into to completely pan it, and then I would like to buy a full size of the diffused light powder because I love it that much to set my under eyes. But 1, I don't have a project to roll this into, and 2, I have a lot of powders I need to get through before I could justify buying a full size of this guy. But someday I'm going to do just that. In the meantime, this palette right here is rolling out of this project, and I'm gonna put it away for now. It's not gonna be easy, but I am going to put it away for now. Let's talk about the other 3 products in the project. First, we have my Yes Please palette from ColourPop. I am trying to hit pan on this yellow right here. I think if I buckled down on this one, I could hit pan by next month. Will I buckle down? I don't know, we'll see. I should. I only used this an additional 2 times in the past month, but I have quite a dip going, and yeah, I think I could roll this out next month if I focus in on this a little bit more than what I've been doing. So we'll see. 2 more times for this month, and that's where we're at. Next, let's talk about this palette right here. This is my ABH Subculture palette. I've been having a hard time focusing in on one shade. I've just been all over the place. I really like Electric and New Wave. Today I have New Wave on in my eye look that I'm wearing right now. That's the only shade out of all of these palettes that I'm wearing. But I have New Wave in my crease and kind of blend it out. And I love it with this bronzy eye look that I'm wearing. I also used Mercury in my yellow and gray video, the Pantone Color of the Year collab video that I did with Elizabeth. I had Mercury all over my lid and I loved that. I've been wearing electric a few times, so I've just kind of been all over the place with this palette and I'm actually really enjoying it. So let me tell you what my totals are for this month. Okay, my most used shadow out of this palette was electric. I used it 3 times. I used New Wave twice. I used Untamed once, and I used Mercury once. So electric is still the most likely candidate for me to hit pan on, but you know, you never know what I'm gonna do when I pull this palette out. I'm surprising myself every time. There's no real dip showing in this palette yet. There's no real like clear front runner for pan. I'm just guessing it's gonna be electric. But even electric does not really have a dip at all yet. This palette still looks really new. So I'm enjoying this. I'm glad it's in this project. I'm glad I'm getting some use out of it. And I'm really surprised by how much versatility I am getting from this, because I've said this before, but I don't look at this palette and think, oh, this is a great palette, it can stand alone. But when I take one shadow at a time and pair it with other shadows and other palettes, I feel like I can really create some magical looks. And it's great to have discovered that, because on its own, this palette alone does not inspire me. But if I just take out one shade or 2 shades, and I can be very inspired. So that's good to know. And who knows, maybe Mercury will be the one I hit pan on. After doing that all over gray look with the yellow on the inner corner, I kind of fell in love with that shadow. And the last palette that I've been working on is my Pat McGrath Lovey in Rose palette. I did use this 5 times in the past month, which is a pretty good month for me, and I do finally have a little bit of a dip in this palette. The shade I'm trying to hit pan on is this one down here. It's a very tiny dip. I apply the shadow with my finger every time, so it's not like I'm gonna use a brush and burrow down. I'm gonna swipe over a large portion of the pan and get down to the pan that way. But I definitely used this more this past month because 1, my friend Christelle challenged me to use it more often, and 2, I am not panning a competing lavender eyeshadow currently, so when I want a purple look, this is the only one I can go to, so that's kind of convenient. For 2 years now, I've been panning a purple eyeshadow alongside this one, so I'm finally not doing that, and now I can go to this one when I'm feeling like wearing purple, which I still feel like doing a lot, often. So hopefully I will start making some real progress on this soon, but I only used this 5 times in the past month. I knew that throughout the month of January, I was really gonna try to focus on my new Pan That palette. So because of that, I haven't been giving these as much love as I would like, but I've just been really trying to buckle down and get a good jump start on my Pan That palette for the year. We'll see what February brings. I mean, if this palette had a month attached to it, I think that month would be February, without a doubt. So hopefully I will get a ton of use out of this in the month of February. I would like that very much. All right, because I did hit pan and this guy, I need to roll in a new palette, and because this is a face palette, the palette I'm rolling in is another face palette. Although I do have quite a few face palettes, I don't have quite a few face palettes with face powders. Most of my face palettes are either blush, highlight, or bronzer palettes, but I do have one palette with some good face powders, and that is this guy right here. This is the original Kat Von D Shade and Light face palette. Highlight and contour palette, I guess it's called. Yeah. Shade and Light contour palette. I think I picked this up at TJ Maxx a long time ago, and I don't know if I've ever used it. Maybe once. This one shade right here looks like it's been used one time. Basically, this is brand new. I think I am going to be working on one of these two to set my under eyes now that I'm not using the Hourglass palette anymore. hopefully I'll enjoy this one just as much as I like the Hourglass one. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I haven't used either of these two shades ever before, but I know Jaclyn Hill used this palette for years to set her under eyes. So we'll try it out. We'll see what we think. And if it's horrible, I'll get rid of it. Or if I love it, maybe it'll take my mind off of the Hourglass shade that I fell in love with so much. So that's the plan. So brand new. These two shades right here are brand new. I've never used them even once, and I'm pretty sure it's one of those two that I'm gonna be working to hit pan on, so that I then have a pan in this palette as well. Because of this project, I now have 7 palettes with pan in them that would not have otherwise had pan in them. I've been doing this project for a long time, so that's not really great, but it's progress, and I wouldn't have those pans if it wasn't for this project. So I'm very happy to have 7 pans in this project now. That is it for this update. Don't forget to check out everybody listed down below. If you are doing this project and your name isn't on the list, let me know so I could add you in. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.